Embark on your journey, the path you must take. Though hate may surround you, it's not your fate to forsake. Co-creating your destiny in the dance of time. The guiding light within you ignites the sublime. It is the light, the guiding light from the heart and soul. Don't lose control. Let it be the light, shining bright, unlocking potential beyond belief, taking flight. In the depths of your being, the truth resides. Embrace your power, let your spirit rise. With every step forward, you transcend the expanded conscious community we commend. Through trials and triumphs, your soul evolves in the symphony of life, where every note resolves. Listen to the whispers of your inner voice. In unity and love, let your heart rejoice. It is the light, the guiding light from the heart and soul. Don't lose control. Let it be the light, shining bright, unlocking potential beyond belief, taking flight. It is the light, the guiding light from the heart and soul. Don't lose control. Let it be the light, shining bright, unlocking potential beyond belief, taking flight. As we gather together in this sacred space, embracing transformation with grace. Life coach Malachi leads the way in unlocking potential day by day. One faith, space. Embracing transformation with grace. Life coach Malachi leads the way in unlocking potential day by day.
Hey. What's up? I hope y'all are ready and flowing, growing. I like what I see. I see the 16 people at 8:34. Thank you. We can get this show on the road. All right. Yes. Come on. Deidre's in the room. She's been sick, y'all, but she's here.
Hey, everybody.
She sounds pretty normal.
Yeah, I'm getting better. A lot of tea.
Good. Well, it's good to have you. Good to see you, right? We're going to go ahead and get some shout outs in the room. If you are in the room, go ahead and shout out. Hey. In faith. Inside.
Oh, there's Mother White. Good evening, Mother White. Hey, Coach Greta. It's great to see you. Lindy, thank you. It's great to have you as well, my dear. Teresa, good evening. I like the name, whoever you are. Mardi Gras job. I like that. How you doing? Dolores, Miss Dolores, it's good to see you, my dear. Brother Chris, it's always good to see you and have you in the building. We have a lot of people already coming in. We got Maria Harris, good to see you. Make sure you like and share, and if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so.
And also subscribe to the Patreon.
The Patreon community.
If you haven't signed up for the Patreon, I really appreciate it if you would, because I love having that concentration of being able to have that platform just the way it works with YouTube and Facebook and all that. They control so much of the algorithms, and it's like you may not see it, you may not. Hey, Monty, everybody got to know I'm putting her on blast. Monica Gross, Malachi Gross. That is one of my cousin sisters. I grew up with cousins that it was a small town, so we seen each other a lot, around each other a lot. And so Monty and I have been having conversations because she's getting into the metaphysics. She's learning, growing, and the transformations here. There's a lot of people that have experienced some levels of transformation in this community over time. And, Deidre, when did you start? We coached, and then, but
January.
Before you came.
Yeah, we started in January. You started coaching me in January.
I
mean, but I had talked to you well before then.
Yeah.
You mean my health journey? There's a lot of journeys. I've been on a lot of journeys.
You've been on a lot of journeys, but one of them we coached was through doing some executive work. And most people don't understand whenever it comes to coaching, I'm not telling you what to do.
That's right.
You might know what to do, but I'm not telling you what to do. I have maybe a little bit of insight, but we begin to make plans. We begin to understand. We begin to figure out how to love ourselves. And Deidre was kind of, she done her thing, before.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was definitely the person that put everybody and everything before me. I had that bleeding heart like Bishop did.
And then you embraced you, loved you. I started noticing physical changes too.
Yeah. I've lost 52 pounds. No. I've got to update. No, it's more than that. 57 pounds.
Y'all go crazy in the comments. Y'all go crazy. Whoa!
Because the transformation is going to be a real transformation. I'm going to talk about transformation, coach about transformation. I got to do my own transformations, right? And putting myself first, right?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like 23 pounds away from my goal weight.
Come on, bro. Put your hands up
Mhm.
right now. Put your hands up right now. Let me
Lift
put
your
your
hands and
hand
praise
towards
him.
the screen.
Lift your
Put your
hands and
hand towards the
lift,
screen.
lift your hands and
Right
praise
now.
him. Lift your hands and praise him. But yeah, so yeah, that was the physical transformation was a byproduct of the spiritual things that I had already been working on, but it had to manifest and I had to be able to take care of myself. Even when I got sick this time, normally it's something like this would have put me in a hospital.
Yeah, I
But
can see that.
because I'm a lot healthier inwardly and not carrying all that physical weight on me, it's been tough, but I've been able to get through it and do it, you know, at home, resting and taking the time needed for me. Yeah, exactly, Coach Greta. Exactly. Our greatest demonstration is always going to be our own lives and how we show up for ourselves and how we show up for others. Now, Coach didn't ask me every week when we were checking in, like, he didn't ask for my food journals or nothing. He didn't ask none of that. He just asked me what my goals were, and I told him what I was going to do. And as we kept working through different things with the executive coaching, just in general, just life, the things started, aligning because putting me first was my biggest priority. I'm a very selfless person. I'm a very giving person. But I think one of the things that you may not even remember that you said it, because a lot of my work is social justice, activism, a lot of things that I do. And so when Bishop would
How are
get
you working
on,
on that?
I mean, I lead a nonprofit here in DC.
Okay.
Um,
Is that
a
nonprofit?
community, yeah, Shaw Community Center, and we work to improve the lives of our underserved and underserved community, basically in the Shaw district. So we work with young people throughout the year and their families to support them with academic support, economic mobility support, and education, workforce development, fine arts, STEM, all of those things. That's my day to day.
You
But
got volunteers?
then we have staff and volunteers.
How many?
We have 10 staff members and we have about 8 volunteers that are like consistently working with us. But
Right.
then our
So,
parents from the community, they help all throughout.
right.
So
So
I
you
would
got
say we
8,
probably have about 25
25,
volunteers that could just show up at any given time.
and then plus that.
And then plus that, I do a lot of activism work with social justice matters, both locally, state, nationally, and internationally. And that takes a heavy toll on you. And I remember one of the things that Coach told me was, I'm trying to make sure that you don't go by the way that Bishop did and let the activism and let the work consume you, where you don't put yourself first and take care of yourself. And that stuck with me. Bishop and I are both Pisces. We have bleeding hearts, and believe in the redemptive work of Christ consciousness. We believe in restoration of humanity. But if we put ourselves on that altar and try to sacrifice ourselves to save people, then we end up gone. But people are just the same. So Coach has helped me to balance it out because I am close to 50. Tell my age, but I'm close to 50. And my heart was broken when Bishop left us at the age of 70. I still felt that was too soon. And I've got a lot of work to do. So there's that.
Here we are. He was totally fine with it.
I know he was. It was me. I didn't want him to go that soon.
Right? Yeah.
A lot of us did. We didn't want him to go that soon.
Well, there's a lot that's been going on in the world. I've had a few. Mother Gwen last week done a phenomenal job. She's a beautiful soul, and then Miss Greta, who will definitely be a part, was able to have a few words last week. But so over the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot, that has happened in the world, and we are all fully engaged in this happenings. And so here we are. And the question is, to ask yourself how you feeling, right? How are you really feeling? Because it's important that we feel what we feel, deal with what we need to deal with, right? If you got to go to the bathroom, you need to go up and go, right? There's trauma. There's things that are happening, and so you might have to execute on those things. We can pray and do all these other things, but as Dee's talking about social justice work, that is probably one of the most important pieces of the puzzle within spirituality probably today.
Mm-hmm.
And so beyond, I might not talk a lot about the influencer himself, Charlie, but what he talked about is what has been important in conversation. He's a very popular person within a influencer within a very segmented space. And but what leads up to tonight that I think is very important for us is the fact that his prominence in what has been echoed more than anything, even over anyone else being purposefully eliminated from the planet, is what a person talks about, right? And one of the things that is really big is talking about beliefs and is talking about Christianity, right? And with everything going on in this accelerationism kind of space, we had word that people were talking about rapture related to end times related to dispensationalism and eschatology. And I'm just here to let you know that you didn't go and you're here stuck with us. I guess there's some people that may have. I don't know them yet, but
I'm still here. So, but people probably think I'm a heathen. So there's that.
Dee's still here. Mm-hmm. Well, if you look at my post that I quickly put together on Facebook, most people would look at that and they would probably won't even tap in and tune in. Like, oh no, just because of what we've been told and what we believe. But anyways, the rapture and end times, and what does that mean? And we've been taught that for so long, which is related to scripture, but we also have been taught so much theology, and we never did know that we were receiving theology. And so y'all want to get into it? Y'all want to get into it?
I say, let's go. Let's do it.
So the question, I said, the question is, I remember this song. I don't know if y'all remember, but it's like, the question is, will I ever, and that was the Winans. And the Winans were a group of fundamentalist black. There's a fundamentalist side to the black church, and then there's kind of the holiness that's not. They're fundamentalists, but they don't really necessarily understand, I think, to this point, what Christian nationalism is. They now get into that point where they're like able to make a separation and say, hold up, wait a minute, what is this? Right? Because they're kind of clothing, or they're kind of creating an ideology with politics, and they're wrapping it in the cross. And when you do that, it gives a lot of people's ability to understand theology and understand what does it mean, right? And not necessarily directly connect Christianity to the Ku Klux Klan because it was a Christian organization. It was a kind of a way to have your agenda and then hide behind this idea or these ideologies. Let me show you guys something. First, let's just get blessed with this. Let's just venture out.
Oh, here, Mel. So here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be nice. Oh, that's a nice picture right there. Hold on, huh? There you go. You know what? That is such a good picture, Malachi. I wow. Too.
Take clips to use it as an intro so before the show starts. This show or our show? Yeah, on your show. Okay. The word conscience is conscience. Science means knowledge. With knowledge. Knowledge transcends faith. Conscienza in Latin. With, con means with, knowledge. I want you to seek knowledge beyond what you believe. And I want you to allow knowledge to manifest in and minister to you. The only way you can know is to remember, because we come here knowing. Between the womb and the tomb, we forget what we know and start believing what we were told. So reconnect with yourself, reclaim, remember your dismembered self and soul, the part of you that has been fragmented. Pull it all together in you, for you, to you, through you, and as you. And you'll experience the best part of being that's possible. And I want to help you do it.
I love that behind the scenes with Bishop. I really do. Yeah, I like that.
I got over 3 hours of footage of that.
Yeah.
And I'll plan to put it to work. Bishop would always say, what do you believe? Why do you believe it? And how do those beliefs add to or subtract to the quality of your life? The reason why we've been told, and this is going to be a series of, this is going to be multi-part. But I believe, and people have asked about what we call Christ consciousness, and you can go online and you can receive and you can hear people discuss and talk about Christ or the Christo. Or are you talking about something that Christ was actually referring to? Because here's the thing is, if you actually think about Christ, you're really thinking about a person that we believed that would be closely related to it, the name Yeshua. Christ is something else. Christ is something that has been, right, labeled or renamed. And so, given the fact that we've had hundreds of years, now I want y'all to stick with me, because this is really, 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 I promise you, this is really profound. This will be profound, and it's something that you might have to review, because the point of deconstructing your belief system has to do with your programming. The programming is something that takes place within all human beings. The programming is something that happens. And we call these, some things we call traditions, or things we inherit. Things that we do. If you really think about when they start talking about end times, did anyone ever in your study, some people may experience this, but it wasn't until recent in my life that I learned of John Nelson Darby. I knew there was research and there was some things, and I haven't, it's like what I know, I don't no longer need to just believe. So for years, even before anyone has ever said anything about whether ask it if you believe in the end times, years and years ago, I had a spiritual mentor, Dr. Gene Day, and he was a preterist, and he was one of the first people when I was about 25 that told me, he was a theologian, Dr. Gene Day, and he told me that there were in theology, which is I don't know if you know this, but theology is a segment of philosophy. I want you to remember that. Metaphysics is a segment of philosophy beyond. Meta is what that means. Beyond. Mysticism is experiencing God or referring to God through the lived experience and not necessarily just the historical reverence. We want to just the letter, the text. The reason why people have to put so much heart in the text is the same reason why Charlie Kirk would use "prove me wrong." Because "prove me wrong" is a very philosophical, but used in the context of knowledge and scientific. Prove me wrong, meaning proof is something that we would use in science. Theology is the study, the religious study of deities, or the thought of higher beings, higher self. Essentially, since Christianity is so large, it takes up all of the study of theology for most people because it is the largest. It's kind of like there's so much 2.5 billion Christians, right? 1.3 billion Catholics. John Nelson Darby is the father, if you will, of dispensationalism. Okay? I want you to remember this. 1800 to 1882. He was 81 years old. Okay? Who invented the rapture theory? They considered a theory, which would be more of a theological, right? Some could say metaphysical, right? Because there's a concept that could be within this, and not only a concept, but we can move into the metaphysics or the beyond and really understand what the Christo or the Christ was meaning. And it happened with the Buddha. It happened with various figures, and in time, as knowledge became apparent, the Bible was considered only a manuscript of life because of colonization. So your religious beliefs, then the things that we are deconstructing has to do with the information being sold to us as proven knowledge. In defense of even science. You scientists stay over here. You stay over there. We are this, right? Because the church, all the way going back to the Roman church, has had so much power. The Vatican today still has a lot of power, but the Vatican, with the current Pope, is getting deeper into a metaphysical. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. And what they are doing. And believe me, I'm so thankful. Believe me, they're not done. They're not even. You think that something's happening within the United States with all this hoopla and everything else. Part of it, the destruction needs to happen. Democrats and Republicans, half of what we're dealing with has always been a problem. The problem, too, has been seen whenever you can see that Donald Trump gets to do what he wants to do because of the fact that our system is messed up and he's able to just go do it as they're implementing their philosophies, ideologies, from the Nick Land to the Curtis Yarvin to the writing and implementation of Project 2025 that is directly related or connected to capitalism and colonization. All this information I'm telling you also is related to this end times theory or this pre-tribulation rapture with John Nelson Darby. Through the foundational idea might have been influenced, prophetic visions, right? A theological system. This was re-listened. See, the theological systems, you think about it, this is the 1800s, and they're just dialoguing and venturing out. We have the choice where if we want to create something that is actual. These guys are philosophers of theology, but in theology, we try to make it more like a science. And as it's like this guy writes it, he could just be discovering, he can be just talking, and it can be just kind of metaphysical, or it could be like, hey, right? And you could just look at that. But we take these ideas in theology and we want to make them science. We want to make them proven, because if you think about it, Dwight L. Moody Institute, the Schofield Reference Bible, all these things are related to a lot of people's surface level theological research, not necessarily as they would actually go to, let's say, a Harvard School of Divinity, where you're going to learn about world religion and how religion started, how belief started, and who believes what and why do they believe it. Dispensationalism in end times started essentially with this guy, the rapture doctrine. And if you think about it, even within Christian nationalism, which is an ideology that government is integrated and integrated with what God wants, which is strictly tied to white supremacy, white supreme, white ideology, the thought that the European is the one that has created. And this is not related to skin. this is related to an ideology, a philosophy. So you can be any race which was developed through all of this. Wasn't no race. Race was developed through all of this, creating an ideology, which all this ideology is tied directly also to the German ideology of the German Jews, which were in Germany for 1,000 years. So this generation after generation after generation, before, instead of them giving them some of Germany like they should have, like their Native Americans that they did here, until they moved them out and gave them a little bit more land. Right now, today, Native Americans have their land and that they have been given, while people that stole their land is riding a bicycle looking like, yeah, you like my bike? And they still want that land from them. These are ideologies that become actual reality. And we have to play into these ideologies. And so in times, folks, is something that's directly connected to a theology that is also tied to kind of like a philosophy, because theology is philosophy. But it was these people that were doing their overall, what would I say, discovery, the birth of rapture. So what happened, in essence, is the ideology and the theology became real to people. And one of the things that certain powers would be, especially from the what we call is the elite, the elite class. The elite class has been going on for a long time. Sort of when you think about the elite class, think about the Titanic. Think about the Titanic. Titanic had levels, right? From the workers all the way up to the elite. And there was no black people. But the people at the bottom were still the black workers, the black people at that time, right? Or even though you had them, but they were coming from Germany, right? And they created this ship, and they said, this ship won't never, God himself can't destroy it, right? Just arrogant. But I want you to understand, as you expand your consciousness, understand that 100% expanded consciousness is not a religion. Expanded consciousness is not even a belief system, right? That's not what expanded consciousness is. Expanded consciousness is an experience of increasing your awareness and understanding of oneself and the world, also related to what we consider reality. My shirt is only red because within the reality, we have deemed this to be red. Over the course of time, we have created a language, and the language has labeled this as red, and we have also created other things related to what red means. The natural color of red in a strawberry was a strawberry before we created all these other things that create what we call red. Expanded consciousness is what we're what we're experiencing. So we're moving beyond the limitations of a singular centered ego to experience a sense of unity and purpose and deeper interconnection. The process of achieving through spiritual mental practices from meditation and psychedelics and self-reflection and active engagement with the world. Come on, y'all. This is expanded consciousness, transcendence, mystical experience, altered states of consciousness. What we know today is only what we believe that we have known until we expand ourselves to know that there is more. There's so much more. But are you willing to embrace the expression and the experience? Are you willing to understand we got to let go and allow, and we have to understand that there is a system and systems that have been in place that helped us to discover who we are or who we could be? As the character Charlie Kirk said that he disagreed with some things in civil rights, and Martin Luther King, regardless of his position or context, there's nothing we can do to take it back. And here we are in the essence of what happened, and that is my ability to be here in this seat, married to a white woman, right? Freely able to be. Unless you experience that, you may not be able to understand it. So you could talk about it all you want to. You can gloss over and you can have one-liners and you can create clips and fuel your ideology that has transcend time, colonization, and has been extremely powerful in its ideology. So your fight is a philosophical ideology. And it's been proven that what we have done just a mere 60 years ago has created an advancement just in 60 years. And you think that it's been forever. Technology fools us. Wow, we got self-driving cars. But our consciousness is still playing the movie, and we don't realize that the movie is being played, and we can change the movie, and we can begin to realize that, wait, I'm in a body, and this body happens to be black. Wait, I can change some things about this. Wait, I don't have to believe everything that you say because I have lived experiences. So my lived experience can't be proven wrong or proven to me. Prove me wrong. My lived experience is what I go by. Therefore, if you look up the word MYSTIC, a person who seeks by contemplation a self-surrender to obtain unity with or absorption into the deity, absorption into God, the absolute, or who believes in the spiritual apprehension of the truth that are beyond the intellect, right? It's like mysticism. Look at what mysticism is, y'all. It's an experience. It is not just us talking about it. This is what even the early churches, look at that. Sufism, that comes from Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Western mysticism, which would be, there's Christianity, right? I hope you are following the absolute becoming. Look at that experience of becoming one with God. Why wouldn't you want to become one? We were designed to be one with, or to know. If you go and you read the words, especially in the book of Thomas and some of the books, other books outside of the Bible, but even in the Bible, you could read or you could listen to Jesus speak. He would refer to the Father, but he also referred to the inner Christ within, the hope of glory. What we are experiencing today in the world may seem like it's on fire. And the reason why people are talking about the return is because of the fact that during our lifetime, if we did not experience World War II or World War I, or experience slavery, experience deeply Jim Crow laws, even if you experience it, we're so far removed that it is locked into our bodies. And when something is locked into your body and locked into certain parts of your mind, and you don't know it, but yet though something happens, it's something that we would call trauma. So we want to deconstruct our belief to rebuild our new reality. And these realities can change. We have the ability to step into this, but we have to be able to come outside of the movie through consciousness and through a deeper awareness and understanding. And that's the reason why we use meditation. It's not just for playing games and to feel better, which is scientifically proven to do such. But over time, you can begin to step outside of the frame. I'm in the movie. This is what I see. This is what I see in my reality. When I begin to meditate, I begin to go into the nothingness. I begin to go in there and be like, okay, now I'm feeling the trauma that might be in my body. And when we begin to do that and we begin to change things within us, all of a sudden we can feel where the trauma may be. We begin to identify why the feelings and the emotions, rather than allowing those feelings and emotions to be with us and affect us. Those feelings and emotions can be recognized, understood. That's the reason why you go to talk therapy with a therapist. There are different forms of therapy you can do. Most of it is talk therapy. I am studying now transpersonal psychology, which deals with consciousness and deals with the clinical, but also looks at alternative ways for us to be able to move into a space to be okay with our life at all space and time. But the world looks like it's on fire, and I don't disagree. And it's not the only thing true. There's another truth, and you have more influence over the life you live than whatever headline that is out there. So as we dismantle our beliefs, what do you believe? Why do you believe? How do those beliefs add to or subtract to the quality of your life? You need to dismantle the beliefs that are trapping you. And we will build a system so we can invite a different reality. While things are burning around you. Because the thing is you hear people talk about, we need to cut down the talk. We need to cut down what people are saying. If a person's saying something crazy, then you can't say, hey, you're saying something crazy. If somebody's saying something that is like, hey, wait, this is racist. Don't say that's racist. That's making people mad. Chaos. Confusion. And these people aren't reading in their book that says that the devil is, or the enemy, or the mind is the author of confusion. We're going to do what we call as a micro ritual, or micro, right? Right now, we're going to take a moment. I want you to do 3 deep breaths. All the way up. Release it. Do one more. Hold it for 4. Release it. Hold it. Breathe in. Breathe out. That breath, that is your permission to be here now. As you were doing that, you were restructuring, reconfiguring the body and the mind. You want to clear the confusion. Clear the confusion. As you learn, deconstructing is not something that you just do in a day. Deconstructing is being able to know that there's a movie that has been played. This is what I've been watching. This is what I've been creating. I'm in the movie, and I have to realize I'm in the movie. I have to realize I'm in this life that I created, all my debt and all my fears and all this. And it has been told to me that this is what is. And I have to breathe my way. I have to meditate my way. I have to eat my way. I have to live my way. I have to seek my way to back off from this movie so I can see it and I can begin to pinpoint there's a fear. I got that from mama. There's a doubt. Wait, I got that when I was 4 years old. That right there, I got that right there yesterday. That right there, I've been doom scrolling. And I've been taking in all of this content over and over and over and over and over. It's okay for D to work on the justice work, but that's working on the justice work. But also we have to maintain and manage and balance when we become the constant viewer and the constant distributor without solutions. Charlie Kirk could talk a lot about Black people and their issues. Right or wrong, he's still referring to and thinking that he has the solutions, which are not necessarily solutions. He just has talking points. That's the whole point. Talking points, disruption, chaos, shock and awe, clicks and views. 30 million followers later. You don't have Charlie without Donald. And don't get it twisted. There's theatrics all throughout it, from that side to this side to the church. It's time. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it. It's time. Deconstructing. Look at belief. This is something really cool. I want you to look at belief like a software. Software is like, for instance, you're viewing me on software. The computer or the phone or the device that you're looking at right now. See, I'm backing you up and bringing you into another reality, and you don't realize it, but I'm letting you know it's a form of hypnosis. You are backing up out of the reality. You are in a room, and in that room, there are walls. Now you're just always been there, but now you're beginning to take notice of those walls. There is a computer or there is a laptop or there is a device in front of you. You are hearing me through that device that is running through the walls, running through the airwaves. And you're able to receive it and you're able to view it, and you're viewing it on software. If you're on Apple, you're using iOS. If you're on Android, you're using Google's mobile software. If you're on your computer, if you're on your TV, whatever TV is, 9 times out of 10, it's what we consider a smart TV. A smart TV has software in it that is actually, you can pick and choose what you want to watch. I'm going to go to YouTube. That is a software. Your belief is software. Software has to be updated. Software can be updated. Software cannot be updated on a lot of old devices. That's the reason why when someone is very, very old and you be like, they're racist, because their software can be related, because their hardware won't allow it to update. Very few people can allow that. If you think about my friend John Thomas, who talks about his racism and the things that he grew up with, and he's late 70s, but he has done a lot of work. He's been through workshops and he's been doing it since the 60s and 70s, deconstructing and doing this and doing that. And therefore, his hardware, the body, doesn't necessarily match his software, because his software, his belief system, has been updated through doing the work. So I'm not going to just sit back and tell you what Christ conscious is through the metaphorical woo-woo. I could go there and it's cool and it's beautiful. Let's, go to YouTube and look at somebody talk about Christ consciousness, and they, maybe they can get into the Palladians and what Jesus said and all that shit. Most of us believe, and most of what you believe, you didn't choose it. It was essentially downloaded. It was downloaded. And the download is a term that was used or has been used through the computer era. Programming is a term that we have learned through the computer era. man has taken what has happened in his body and created a human being. So AI is a version of us. It's a new consciousness. It's not the same consciousness. So when you got to understand, AI is not necessarily matching our consciousness. It's way more powerful in the sense that it can replicate the consciousness and repeat a task. Now, does it have a soul, or does it have a spirit? Does it have, right, a mind of its own? Table it. But our family, our culture, our religion, your trauma, all those things wrote the code. And now you're living a reality based on the script that you never really authored. You never really actually, the program was told and you ran it. Okay, this is what it is. I go to church, I do this, I do all these things, and everything is just the white ideology, right? All that's programmed. You go to school, you American flag, go to church Sunday, all these, and those things are comforting because it runs the program, and the program runs so smooth because everyone else is running the same damn program. So that's the reason why it's so smooth. It's easy to go to church because that program's been running for so long, and we have put so much money, time, and effort into how that program does and how that program makes you feel. And we dabble in that program, especially through church. We dabble just enough to not free you in the mystics, in the experience of God. We just want to give you just enough to hold you. Got to listen to the pastor, got to hear the music, and we feel the goodness, but then we don't know how to branch outside of ourselves. You get just enough. You never authored what you have been programmed. And now, if you're listening to me 9 times out of 10, you have actually been working, like John Thomas, been working for a long time. And what happens is you're able to reprogram yourself. You're able to change the software a bit and rewrite the story. Reality is not what just happens. Reality is facts plus your interpretation. If you lose a job, fact. If you believe I'm worthless, that belief is what is creating the suffering. Or you believe I'm being redirected. That belief creates growth. Same fact, different reality. This means your beliefs don't just color your life. Your beliefs generate it. Coming into this knowledge is the experience, the Christ consciousness. Being able to be or being able to take on. And as you be able to do this and you get better at this, you will actually have the ability to physically begin to heal yourself. Physically heal yourself. Draw abundance. Don't take your circumstances of what you live in right now and call it to be true. Just understand you're in the journey, part of the journey, and some of the programming has got you there, including myself. What I want you to do is write down a belief that is shaping your life right now. Write down a belief that's shaping your life. Write down a belief that's shaping your life. Is it about money? Is it about love? What about your worth? What do you believe about money? Is it plentiful? Is it here? Is it ready? Is it now? Can you have it? Can you have all that you want? Do you love money? Oh, wait, the love of money is a Rudolph meal. it's not the love of it's greed that gets in the way. There's things that money can do. Money is just, it's an energy, but money is a vehicle. This is a soda, ginger ale. This was purchased so I can enjoy this soda. This could be very valuable and worthwhile to some people in Israel, in Gaza right now. That would be like $1 million. That would be worth more than $1 million. They can care less about $1 million. They just want some food, right? Maslow hierarchy needs. They just need to eat. They need shelter. They need clothes. What they have experienced in Gaza, they would be willing to be a homeless in our country. And not in comparison that what these people have, because people like to use that analogy, like the people that are homeless have it better than them. The thing is the mind state matters, because if you don't have the mind state that a missile's flying over and blowing your ass up, then therefore you just have America where people don't care about you, but there's still more than enough money and everything else to go around. So both of them are in hell, but it's just a little bit different when there's rockets and missiles and people are illegally committing levels of genocide. And then people play games with, is it or is it not? Oh, right? Did you write down? I wanted you to write down what's shaping your life right now, especially with money and love. There's more than enough. Scarcity is not true. The system created scarcity so that you can have rich people. Very, very rich people. I'm not against it. It's just a system. That's all. Now, after you write that down about love, money, your worth, I want you to now think about where did the belief come from? Where did your belief about money come from? Is it all yours, or did you get some things from some other people? Okay. So when your reality, well, let's look at it like this. What is your reality when you look at the world and it seems like it's chaos, it's on fire, and it's, you know what I mean? The headlines, news screams out, issue over here, issue over there, war, money, economic. Regardless of how you feel, and this is you too, Deidre. I know you're doing good, but I'm telling you, and I'm in it too. Regardless of how you feel, our nervous system absorbs every bit of it. It can make you sick. It can make you not well. It can make you, right? And the fear becomes your atmosphere. It's a bar, write it down. What is outside of you doesn't have to run what's inside of you. What is outside of me doesn't have to run what's inside of me. That's why you meditate. That's why you do the breath work, to push that out, to fix it and get the nervous system to back away from the movie that's playing. And as we back away and we begin to do the breath work and the meditation, all of a sudden we realize, how can I recreate this movie? And how can I turn that off? Turn this on. I'm not saying you got to be ignorant and somebody's coming down the street and acting a fool and you want to protect yourself, or, you know what I mean? Something's going on in the country or whatever else. A big chunk of it, there's not much you can do with it. You can try to protect yourself, go get some food and whatever else. I mean, whatever you think that you need to do. But I'm telling you, you can also shift your reality. There's people that get to operate outside everyone else's reality. Well, they living in the sticks, living in the woods, or moving out the country. So the second coming is not waiting for rescue from the outside. Okay? The second coming is not waiting for rescue from the outside. The Christ consciousness is the birth of a sovereignty within you. It's when you realize I am not a victim of what is around me. I am not a victim of the fire, the dumpster fire. I am the flame. I am the flame within that's awareness from the inside, the fire inside of me, awakening. There's a reason why they want you to think woke is dumb. There's a reason why that the term to be woke, they really want you, and they meaning anyone that is in opposition of your consciousness and the freedom. A lot of times the people are using this they and them, and they're pointing the finger really technically at anybody that they're opposing. I'm not opposing anyone in particular besides people that would oppose you becoming all of you authentically. You connecting to your higher self. You realizing and understanding this Christ is rising, the consciousness is within and it's connecting to you. The pineal gland, the prefrontal cortex, the hippocampus, right? Fight, flight, or freeze. All these psychological, neurological systems that are all in play. And I'm realizing I'm awakening to that. And that is the consciousness of Christ consciousness. You cannot be stopped. You cannot stop what's happening in the world. You can't stop the world from burning. Okay? But you can learn how to navigate. You can learn how to carry the water, right? You can learn how to, what is that, y'all? That's shifting. That's shifting. Because as you go in life, losing something is unavoidable. You're going to lose something. You're going to, money down the drain that you didn't do something right with. Maybe you could have done something better. Bad decisions, right? But you learn to shift through that. That's the thing, is you got to learn how to shift. Oh, I was working on my car today and I thought I had it, and I just got it out of the shop. I'm like, man, this issue pops up, and I'm like, boom, I put a tune up on it. I ain't done that in 35 years. I just did it and it worked out, but it didn't fully do it. Didn't fully work. And I can here tell you, after doing the work, it didn't work. It gave me the opportunity to shift and to make sure. Okay. I started thinking about Neville Goddard. The feeling is a secret. So I'm going to shift my feelings. I'm not going to let that get me down. What do I need to do to shift it? What do I need to do to allow this to be a lesson and to learn and to grow? Because it could be like, oh, it's time to get a new car. Wait, you can get a new car, but wait, your daughter needs a different car, and your son going to need a different car. And okay, do you sell that car and then to get this other car? And wait, then that's the insurance for her is this, and then the insurance went up, and right, all these things start coming to you, and you like, you know what? Arigato. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ho'oponopono. Anybody know that? Ho'oponopono. It's Hawaiian. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. It's a Hawaiian prayer. Have these things in your heart and on your heart. I'm here and I'm now. Joy is within. The challenges that you face in life are merely lessons that you have to accept. And if you don't accept them as lessons, then they may plague you. Shift, change. There's things that you will lose that are unavoidable, from money, people, even lost dreams. Christianity kind of told us to deny loss and that God will replace it. Politics, it tells us to exploit loss. Vote for me and I'll fix it. But there's something about Christ consciousness. Transfiguration. Be ye transformed by the renewing of thy mind. Regenerating, renewing the mind. The mind is here to be renewed. The crucifixion was a loss. The resurrection was not denial of loss, but the transformation of the loss. So the second coming is actually a practice. When that deep cut, when that deep hurt, whenever that feeling becomes wisdom, your deepest hurt, when you had to leave this guy or that guy because that guy was this, or when you had to leave mama, or you had to do this, or you had to tell them no. When you had to experience the pain of loss, that deep wound, I'm here to tell you, is your deepest wisdom. When you have that grief, I want you to name it out loud or quietly. My car worked, it didn't stop working. Put my hand over my heart. It's okay. There it is. The pain is my teacher, and I will not waste it. I will not waste this moment, this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Arigato, Japanese. When you get blessed, arigato. When you have to give, arigato. It's a whole different teaching. Christ consciousness and how it works. One, I want you to tell you, if you're listening to me now and you stayed here this long, because I know not everybody can identify with this, but just understand that the only thing that's spooky is the fact that everything that you have been told and to be afraid of to keep you locked in. So it's not spooky. I'm only talking about consciousness, but I'm relating it to this figure that they called Christ, but also it relates to, which was really Yeshua. So Christ really is related to something that's practical. And I want to now kind of go over some of the mechanics. And I've broken the mechanics down to 3 mechanics of Christ consciousness. And that is the identity shift, the vibrational alignment, and the embodied action. These can be toyed around also with energy, vibration, frequency. But the identity shift, Christ consciousness, it begins with the I am. Not I wish, not I hope, but I am that I am. Check your language between I want, I don't have, or I want is almost like I don't have it. And when you say I am broke, I am cancel, I am whatever statement negative. If you don't learn to catch that in your life, well, I want to be real, I want to be in reality. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you like that, the reality in which you live. If you're saying that, you like the reality in which you live and you don't want to let it go. It's existential. It's a kink. You like living busted. I'd like to talk to the other side of myself. Every belief you release starts with an identity. So you say, I am abundant, I am love, I am sovereign. Now, not someday. I am love. I am abundant. It flows through me as me. I am money. I am all that I need. So I'm shifting the identity. Shift the identity. And let the vibrational alignment, which is an energy, right? Vibration is an energy. When you think about Jesus and the story that was told whenever he was at the storm, the whole story was for you to see how he responded to the storm. He woke up like, y'all tripping, as the story goes in the book of, it's the Malachi version. Y'all tripping, like y'all, you waking me up and there's a storm, and he woke up like, so that calm is part of something. It's a discipline. It's a breath. It's a ritual. It's a boundary. Set that boundary. You're not going to, I'm not going to let you provoke me. I'm going to be calm because I know my lived experiences. You could say all you want to, and I understand the way it works when it comes to an ideology that would speak against my lived experience as a Black man. I could never get up to have a conversation with a Charlie Kirk unless it was personal, authentic, and possibly off of a camera, because I'm too pure of heart, in the sense that is like, what's the point? Clicks and views. That's the reason why you don't interview scholars. It's the reason why you don't interview experts and specialists. You interview kids and individual people that you know that you get to build a following. I'm not saying that you're dumb or whatever else, but there's a method to your madness, and I see through it. How would Jesus actually see it? See, vibration is not spiritual fluff, y'all. You got to think about your nervous system and the nervous system being able to be mastered. Move yourself to a higher place. I guarantee you, be around me. Be around me physically. Because the last thing was embodied the action. The Christ consciousness is not just sitting around meditating in a damn cave. It's when he actually touched the leopard, or the person, the woman with the blood issue touched him. It's the flipping of the tables. It's the feeding of the people. If you want a new reality, you got to align your beliefs with your vibrations and your bold actions. Today. Last thing I'm going to tell you before closing is I want you to realize that politics is a stage, y'all. Politics shapes this stage. And what happens is they want the system wants us to believe that the politics is what is going to shape or save us. No different than these people are wanting Jesus to descend. They only want Jesus to come back so they don't have to go through the chaos of what has been created or is being created through knowledge and the understanding, and people having the power and the money and the ability to manipulate people so they can benefit corporations more than anybody. They don't just want to own the business and stay private. They want to own the air you breathe. They want to own your whole entire life, because why not? That's why they're waiting for Jesus to descend, to come and fix it, and so they can say, I told you so. And so it keeps people powerless and they don't even know it. Here's the thing is, you could stop waiting and start becoming. So when you think about those politics, think about that as the storm. And you think about your Christ consciousness as that calmness whenever you're on that boat. And begin to embody it. Okay. I see. And you begin to shift because there's only so much you can do. You begin to shift within you. And you begin to put out that book that you got. You begin to put out that art you got. You begin to put out that post that you got that is going to share or to help heal. You begin to go to that shelter and hold somebody's hand. You go to that shelter and help feed somebody. Be the light in the world in this mental darkness. Y'all know that there's no date of what's going to actually take place in this consciousness. It's just a matter of making the decision, and you have made decision by just listening to me. And I want you to say, when you wake up, and I want you to think about choosing to believe differently. I want you to, by your bed, make sure that you have a notepad and you write something down before. Make sure that you are You are letting the day go before you go to bed. Do some breath work. Literally do about 20 breaths, long, deep, slow breaths. And I promise you, before you go to bed, you're gonna sleep better, but you're gonna clear the nervous system, clear the mind. Try to go to bed in peace. Begin to say that I am the abundance. I am love. I am peace. I am abundance. I want you to feel it throughout your body. I want you to feel it throughout your whole entire system. And then when you wake up, you repeat the action. Do it. Most people won't even be committed to it, not even my damn self. You know what I mean? They won't be committed to it, but I want you to embody the love, the abundance. Allow the rebirthing of Christ and consciousness be within you. And I'm here to tell you, it's not easy. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you all of your excuses, including you, Malachi. See the difference to me when I teach? When I teach, I'm talking to myself. I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to me. Allow spirit to work. Because it's really only me in this room, in this space, and you just so happen to get to see me sitting here talking to the camera because I really can't see you. I talk like this a lot, even whenever I don't have the camera on record. This is a journey, even for me. And I see it and I have great visions, but now you have to be able to implement that and bring it into actions. I got more that I will add to the Patreon on some of these teachings if you guys want, and we'll get into this. And Miss Deidre.
Hey everybody. I was gonna talk a whole lot, but I'm gonna save my voice. This was rich, and we're definitely gonna have more on this, probably a series, right? So I can get into some of the things that were dropping on me during the thing. I was taking notes for myself. Because I'll say this program of America is so well constructed that not as many people are able to deprogram from it.
No.
It's not easy. This is not an easy thing.
No.
To deconstruct your reality against this program that is America. So I'll say that. It's not easy. It's well constructed. It is well funded. And a lot of what we're seeing now is kind of what I always call, and what I've called at least for the last 10 years, is the last gasp of supremacy culture. That's what I feel like it is. It is truly the last gasp of supremacy culture. Yep. Go ahead.
We have to usher and bring in what, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to do the work.
That's it.
Change ourselves. As we change ourselves and tap into the higher self, it's like we open these arms up for this big hug for when these people are be like, oh my God.
Yes, and I'll say one more thing. I'll keep saying I
Go
ain't
ahead.
gonna say that, but I'm gonna say one more thing.
No, go for it.
Um, I'll go through some of the comments, but Miss Dolores, she made a comment about how isn't it amazing how the alt-right or the right kind of co-opted the word woke and made it into something negative.
Mhm.
And my response was, well, absolutely. Because I said, but the thing about it is, it's interesting, but it's not surprising because it's the same playbook that they use all the time. They will take something and change the meaning of it to fit their agenda. And what I will say about Christ and true Christ consciousness, Christian nationalism is the farthest thing from it. But they have been so effective since the days of Pat Robertson, Kenneth Copeland, John Hagee. And so the stuff that I will probably be getting into through this series is literally how this, it's a book called Conservatives Without Conscience. It's written by John Dean. And he takes a whole walk through how the conservative side of the Republican Party, the ultra conservative side of the party, they use religion to kind of hijack the party.
I mean, heck,
from the Goldwater days, and that particular book goes all the way up into the Bush administration. But I read it when Trump got elected the first time, the orange one got elected the first time, because I am very spiritual, but I'm also very academic. And I knew that there had to be a path. There had to be a path to get us here. This didn't just happen. Yes, John Dean Phyllis asked just now. She said John Dean from the Nixon. Yes.
But when you
John
think about it, though, Deidre, when you
Yes.
really think about it, like the way I see it is there's a lot of details in what has come to play. But the thing is like, what is different in the consciousness, or what is different in the consciousness and that use than the Council of Nicaea?
The difference in the consciousness, and this is going okay.
You know what I mean? When you even
Yes.
think about what
So
the
what I was
Rome done.
Right. But here's the thing. America, now I'm saying this as a generalized statement. This does not apply to those that are in this room. America, those that believe America is a Christian nation, are worshiping a God that is really a collective thought of patriarchy, racism, capitalism, white supremacy, it's a collective of something that is antithetical.
Yeah, but that's the foundation. That's the foundation. That not the foundation in what just America was built, but even if you go back,
Oh yes,
whenever they took Christianity
yes.
and was like,
yes.
how can we use this? And so I think it's almost
Yes.
like it's amazing how it's transcend time, even before we had America. How
Yes.
let me. How do I use this?
King Jamie, the Roman Empire, the Portuguese, Spain, you name it.
It had enough
Yes.
power.
Yes.
It's like it had enough power. Like there's some truths within it, just enough, deep, right? But the underbelly still comes back to
those foundational things that America was founded on, no matter how much they try to say they weren't. America was founded on pillaging. America was founded
control and colonization.
Pillaging, slavery, patriarchy, capitalism, racism. I mean, you name it, all of the ugly things. And so when you're dealing with this thing where we are literally talking about consciousness and Christ consciousness, and I'm literally watching people, because I used to be very indoctrinated. And so that's my favorite name for King James is King Jamie. And we can talk about that another day. But, the reality is it's so insidious. And so I said the program of America is so well designed that if you don't get access to additional information, additional history books, if you aren't taught these things in your home, if you don't go to a college that will teach you these things to show you the true reality, like the good, the bad, the ugly, and the uglier, you get missed out. And so what we see now is the dumbing down of it, the dumbing down of the nation, a strategic, methodical process to dumb down things. And they have even co-opted Christ in a different way than even what they did during the 400 years of slavery, the 300 years of slavery. It has become so insidious because think about it. Everybody that was white didn't become that type of didn't become a Christian nationalist. You have Quakers, you have abolitionists, you have those Mennonites who, despite the programming and despite those things, would still do what they could to help with, Black people, enslaved people, get education, escape to freedom, things like that. So there is a divide, but this thing is very well woven and very well ingrained into the fabric of America. But one of the things that I despise more than anything is how they have bastardized Christ consciousness, the actual consciousness. Now, I don't want to talk about Cesar Borgia's Cesar Borgia as the picture of Jesus, things like that. I don't want to talk about all that. I'm just talking about the actual concept of Christ consciousness that predated what we know as Jesus of Nazareth. Yeah, that it's gonna clearly have to be another thing because we can't be here all night.
I wonder if I wanted people to see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to buy this chart so I can see it. But look, this right here, you can't tell if I zoom in.
It's blurring it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to copy this. This would be Judaism, I believe, and at the very top. But if you see there, Islam, there's Judaism, and basically this is a breakdown. This is a chart, and if you looking at this chart and you scroll all the way down and you look in this corner all the way, so this is not it's like the breakdown of Christianity, just to give people a glimpse of how deep this goes. It's breakdown of Christianity, but like if you was to get into like the Mormon church and Pentecostalism and all that, it's like down like Pentecostal and think this is AG, Assemblies of a God is down here. So when you want to look at Protestant and you want to look at the way the church really is, this is how deep it is. Quakers and all that. This is what, but when you think about Christian nationalism and what you see right here in terms of the way Christianity is played in America, it's like all of these entities almost are considered a different religion. But they play it like all of Christianity is one idea or one ideology. And one of the things that in the deeper you go into Christ consciousness, it's really interesting how you can relate it towards Bible, but a lot of it is more related to some of the things I talked about in the sense of being able to come into the self. And the thing that I really push is because of the fact that we can, it's like the as people may need or want the breakdown of today and the society of today. One of the things that, because that could be a whole, that could be a whole dialogue that can reveal some things and make people say, aha, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I get it. But my thing is, what happens to you at the end of the day? Did you what transformation happened in your life? Like, are we still dealing with the same stuff? Like, are we still busted? You know what I mean? I'm tired of it where we're just we're busted. You know what I mean? Like, it's like all this is happening, right? How do we allow people to escape from it mentally, spiritually, physically, and begin to be like, I'm gonna do my part during this era in time. I want to do my part, whatever that part is. Any more comments out there?
Yep. There was some late. I just put the one up by Maria. Maria was like, "Thank you for the session and the tools needed to deconstruct. All I need is inside of me." Yep, absolutely. I'm glad you enjoyed, Maria. Oshara has become the queen of capturing the one-liners or the instructions and making sure that everybody knows what to do. So
thank you.
Put a notepad by your bed, clear your nervous
Absolutely.
system. I am love and I am peace. Coach Malachi. Thank you, Oshara, for capturing that. Rose came in towards later in the evening, but she caught about a good 30 minutes or so. So it's good to see you, dear Rose. Don, it's good to see you. Coach Greta brought up a very good point, and I thought I would share it. All of the distraction drama is a disruption for our nervous system, deregulating us. Exactly. We have to make sure that we are not being caught up in this manufactured chaos, because when we are, if we're caught up in that manufactured chaos, we're caught up in the program, and then we cannot reach our higher selves. We can't even access our higher self.
It can cause you to be.
Yeah.
I've been like catching I've been droning it. What is it? Is it when the doom scrolling? Man.
Yeah, doom scrolling. Oh yeah, it'll get you. It'll get you every time. That's why I watch. Don't laugh. I watch Nickelodeon a lot.
Well, and it's just social media.
I try not. I don't watch the news, and for me to be Native Washingtonian who was raised that you had to know current events and you always had to be on top of what's going on, and literally where politics is the local news. But for me, it's been good for my mental health to not watch it because it's a bunch of nonsense. There it is. There's that. John Thomas spoke and he was talking. He always talks about. And my cat Sasha is over here about to trying to turn over the whole computer because she's just acting silly. So I'm trying to hold it steady so that she doesn't knock it over. Let's see. I think we got everybody. Let's see. Andrea, we didn't get a chance to say hi to you. So hello, good evening. And Holly, we didn't get a chance to see you and say hi. And Alyssa, it's good to see you. There we go.
All right. It's good to see y'all and hear you. And she's putting up the Cash App. Thank you.
Cash App. Listen, we don't do this to become, like millionaires or anything like that. But these things do cost. Software costs and everything like that. So anything you give goes to further supporting the community. So thank you in advance. If you need the Venmo, it's at Malachi Gross. And if you haven't joined the Patreon community again, patreon.com/expanded consciousness community. Come on and join us.
Yes.
I think this week, do we have a Sunday gathering or do we have a new book yet?
Yeah, well, I want to do Signs. Signs came out. So,
okay.
Yeah, it would be Sunday.
This is say hi, Sasha, because you going just say hi. Say hi. As she's looking around. Sasha's
she's like, can you get off the thing, please? So we can
I know, she's like, so we can play. Say hi, Sasha Blue. Look at her. That's trying to go to sleep. She ready to go to sleep. Good night, little girl. That's my cat, Sasha, y'all.
Just bring your pet to work today. Love y'all. It's been real. I appreciate all the comments, all the people joining. Yeah, I think I'm up to maybe 40 something, 45.
Yeah, we're up to 45 members in the Patreon community. So if you haven't joined, come on and join us.
Yeah, I would like to have 50. I need 3 people. No, 5 people.
5 people. 5 people.
I need 5 people.
You can message me or message Coach.
Yeah, 5 people. And there's a free section. So I just like to keep it so I can still email you. I know there's at least 5 people that will hear this that will go sign up.
Absolutely. Sasha can't sign up. She would though if she could.
Woo! All right, man. I love y'all.
Yes. Thank you, family.
And we will be back next week.
Yep.
And in Patreon, you could we'll keep you guys posted on anything that's happening. Alrighty. Thank
Good night,
y'all.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
No longer believe what I know. I'm living my life. Let it go. Lay down the guilt. Lay down the fear. Love is the answer. Love will win. Just let love in. Taught to carry shame, taught to hide our faces, but grace is like the rain, it falls on broken places.